Okay, so just an update on the Arthur W. Pink collection, or Arthur W. Pink Library, rather. It is really coming along. It is almost completely rounded out. I'll just give you a quick flyover of everything. But recently, we really rounded out the collection by picking up the 4 volumes of his wonderful work on the exposition of the Gospel of John. This was in a very early edition. In fact, I think this may be the first edition, the very first edition published. Of course, his pen originally wrote this in his studies in the scriptures, but his first publisher, the Bible Truth Depot, put this out in a 4 volume. Earlier, in an earlier video, we talked about how you can also pick this up in a 1 volume. Baker, or rather Zondervan, published the 1 volume, everything together in 1 volume. And then the other couple of editions that round out the library, the Antichrist from Pink, Clock and Clock put that out. And then, of course, so really all that's left, we'll give you kind of a big, like I said, a big view of everything. All that's left in his catalog are a couple of pamphlets. And the pamphlets are really, really difficult to find, by the way. Here's an example of one of the pamphlets here. Here's his Divine Healing. And just show you a couple of other pamphlets. These are really hard to find. He has maybe, I don't know, I would say about 10 pamphlets. There's only a couple of pamphlets left for me to get, and then I'll have everything. Some of the other harder to find editions are some of his collections, like this one. And then, of course, there are his biographies that you can pick up as well. His first biography, a great Pink biographer, is by the name of Richard Belcher. And he also, there's a paper also that Belcher wrote on Pink. But this was one of his first biographies. Of course, other people have done biographies. Ian Murray does a fantastic biography on Pink, by the way. So I have estimated, I'm not a Pink expert, but I have estimated that Pink has well over 50 published books. And then if you include the pamphlets, probably in the neighborhood, if you're going to include all the pamphlets, I would say in the neighborhood of 56, 57 books. And we have everything except for 2 or 3 pamphlets. But everything else has rounded out beautifully. Took about 5 years to gather everything up and various editions. I would have to say that this is, out of all of his books, this one's my favorite, The Doctrine of Sanctification. And that's an early copy of that. Arthur W. Pink.